everything's a test. Everything's a test, and that is a good attitude to have. The alarm clock going off in the morning's a test. The last rep of the workout, it's a test. The donut that's trying to get down your throat, that's a test. The emotions that you're having that trying to dictate your life, that's a test. The comfort, it's a test. The comfort's a test. The ease is a test. The warmth and the laziness and the inertia, it's all a test. If you see it that way, you think about it that way, each and everything that you do is a test, and the answer, what it reveals is who you are. Who you are. Do you give up or do you push through? Do you get frustrated or do you get better? It's a good way to frame things.
Being consistent doesn't guarantee that you'll be successful, but not being consistent will guarantee that you won't reach success.
If you're not strong mentally and you have no willpower, you're gonna continue falling back in this hole versus the man that sits back and goes, all right, motherfucker, this is what it took for me to be me.
I tell people to write things down. I say one of the best ways to get things done is to write things down. Write down what you're trying to get done. Write down what you need to get done on a long-term basis and what you need to get done on a short-term basis. And write off a checklist. Force yourself. Be accountable.
And I'm obsessed with being the best version of myself. And that's a daily thing, you know? And some days are better than others. Finding myself in a world where there's so many seen opinions about yourself, when everybody's telling you who and what you are, you know, learning how to live. So I'm obsessed with finding myself now after and not having to prove anything to anybody other than myself and my family, you know, and realizing that that is enough. Giving your best is enough. So for anybody out there, you know, you're enough, man.
The ultimate form of revenge for me is success. I'm gonna keep being successful and make you look like shit.
If there's no chaos in my life, I create it. Like I like to create chaos. I love stress. I don't even consider it stress. I like to solve problems.
That's how you're wired.
And I like to win.
Yeah.
And when you fucking tell me this is horrible and this isn't gonna work, I love it even more. That's what really gets me going.
You can't expect everyone to see your vision as clear as you do. That will never happen. So we gotta accept that. I accepted it, but we gonna put in even more work. And once the time come, whoever counted me out, I'm gonna just prove to you, you couldn't count.
Everything about discipline. And every day, like, you know, train, sleep, eat, repeat. It's have to become your lifestyle and everything here in mental. Like people ask me like, when you become champion, what you feel like? And I said, no, in my mind, I was always champion.
You got to figure it out, right? If you really have an obsession to figure it out, you will figure it out, right? And every puzzle is constructed differently, right? AI's situation when he came into the league was different than mine. Mike's situation in Chicago was different than mine, right? Everybody has a different puzzle, man. You just got to figure out your own puzzle.
Everything comes from the imagination. So the power of the mind, people don't understand. We still don't understand. I still don't understand how powerful it is. I'm still learning, but I know one thing is I can make things happen. I've manifested things that I'm just like, I still shock myself, like, how the fuck did I make that happen? And this is not even to do with fighting. This is to do with my personal life. And I'm like, I made that happen. And this is through this like manifesting subconsciously as well. Just years of something just manifesting, and boom, it's right there. I'm just like, shit, I really made that happen.
In order to be in the master, you have to be the idiot first. You can't be the master without being an idiot. You can't be a master and become a master. You have to make the mistakes to become a master.
100%. You have to be a fool. If you're not a fool, you're not learning.
Hell, you have to be a fool. You have to be a fool to even think you want to reach that level.
There's a very small group of people in the world that the world does not understand who don't know how to stop. Whatever you tell them, whatever you give them, they don't know how to stop. They're gonna get what they want, or they're gonna, you know, this line goes, die trying. They're gonna give their best to figure out exactly what they want in life. And it's gonna be an interesting journey. If you're one, you're gonna enjoy it. If you're watching it, you're gonna enjoy the movie.
If you're a first grader at the time, the teacher asks you what you want to be when you grow up.
And I said, I want to be an NBA player. I want to be the best player in the world. And she said, you know, you need to be more realistic. You know, that's probably not going to happen. And I remember everybody laughing. And that was like one of the lowest points. You know, that really, it crushed me. You know, I remember my mom wiping my face and telling me that. She told me, she was like, remember this moment. You know, never let anybody tell you what you can or can't do.
I once had a guidance counselor tell me that I shouldn't play basketball, that it would never amount to anything for me. And you know what? Much to your surprise, I took that counselor's advice. I took it and I used it to be the best basketball player I could be. His negativity towards me made me stronger. You can't stop people from trying to limit your dreams, but you can stop it from becoming a reality. Your dreams are up to you. I encourage you to always be curious, always seek out things you love, and always work hard once you find it.
I wasn't talented. I wasn't talented in bodybuilding. I didn't have any genetics. I wasn't talented in business. But the thing is, I had this attitude that I can do it. There's nothing I can't do. I believed that, and it worked.
The most successful people live urgently. The most successful people are impatient. The most successful people have high expectations of themselves and of the people around them. The most successful people seem unrealistic and unreasonable in their expectations, and the most successful people are competitive.
Why are you waiting for somebody else to believe in you and to have more control? You got to gamble on yourself. You got to know that, hey, listen, when I gamble on myself, I have the utmost confidence. I know what the outcome is going to be. Put your health in your own hands. Put winning in your own grasp. Don't wait for somebody else to hand it to you. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your abilities. Not only do you have to believe in them, you have to work in them. You have to excel in them. You have to understand them. If you're not willing to gamble on yourself, I'm not going to gamble on you.
I hated every day of training, but if it meant spending the rest of my life as champion, then I'd do it all over again.
You know, it's like if you want to become champion, like you have to sacrifice your time, your family, everything what you have to sacrifice. This is about sacrifice. If you're not ready to sacrifice, you have to sit home. This is just my advice for young guys who want to become great champion. Patience, hard work, sacrifice. Like without these things, doesn't matter how talented you are. This is not work.
But if you want something bad enough, you can't let anybody tell you you can't do something. If you want something bad enough, you can't let anybody tell you you can't do something, not even yourself.
When you're hungry for something, it's a non-negotiable. It's something that you've told yourself, I've got to do this, I've got to have this, I've got to experience this. And people that are hungry are willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have.
Reminder that if you want to be exceptional, you're going to be different from everyone else. That's what makes you exceptional. You can't fit in and also be exceptional. Both have discomfort. When you fit in, you have internal conflict because you're not being 100% you. When you're exceptional, you have external conflict because everyone sees you as different. Pick one. When your friends start to say, you've changed, remember, it's because they don't know how to say, you've grown.
Here's the uncomfortable truth, which is that winners focus on winning, losers focus on winners, and you never receive hate from above, always below, because winners have their eyes on the goal, not on other people. And so you have to decide whether you want to be a loser or a winner. And I'm just being real with you. What this looks like in reality will be like this. First, you look like an idiot to everyone else while you try to figure it out. Then everyone else looks like an idiot for ever doubting you.
If you let people's perception of you dictate your behavior, you will never grow as a person. But if you leave yourself open to experience, despite what others think, then you will learn and grow.
This is why, I've been stressing this idea of personal responsibility. Well, personal responsibility is to compete with yourself, is to be slightly better than yourself the next day. Yes. And it better in some way that you can actually manage, and that's humility. It's right, like, well, I'm a flawed person, and I've got all my problems. Could I be as good as person X? It's like not the right question. The right question is, could you be slightly better tomorrow than your currently flawed self? And the answer to that is, if you have enough humility to set the bar properly low, then you could be better tomorrow than you are today.
One of the most damaging things that any human can do is set low standards and then achieve those standards. You can't set average or mediocre as a standard because everyone else around you is blue collar and therefore you're going to be blue collar and then go, yay, I became blue collar. Like if you have ambitions of being white collar or you have ambitions of being a baller, you have ambitions of being whatever the fuck you want to be, go for that and surround yourself with people who are that and raise your standards to really high standards. I would rather you set your sights not on the moon, but on the stars, because in the process of shooting for the stars, you will hit the moon, guaranteed. But in the process of shooting for the moon, you might completely miss it and hit nothing.
Nothing hard lasts forever. So no matter what, it always ends. You only lose when you quit before you see it all the way through. And I think that's incredibly encouraging. So no matter how hard whatever it is that you're doing is, which by the way just means that your expectation doesn't match reality, but no matter how hard it is, you either quit, it gets easier because something changes externally, or you get harder, something changes internally. But no matter what, it will end.
But you can't deny the fact that the positive thinking has a real physiological impact on what you do.
When you say you're going to do something, you do it. Because your word is your bond, son. That's all you have.
You learn nothing from success. Nothing. You learn everything from the failures. And this is the thing that annoys me about the state that the world is in at the moment, is no one talks about failure anymore. It's like shame. Like failure is shame. And it's like, oh, let's just bury that and not talk about it. No one goes, oh, what do we learn from this? Whereas with success, everyone shouts about it. But there's nothing in success. Success happens from failing hundreds of times.
And you might say, well, what's the right way of being in the world? And it's not acting according to a set of rules. It's attempting continually to transcend the flawed thing that you currently are. The meaning in life is to be found in that pursuit.
You're always afraid to take the first step because all you see is every negative thing 10 miles down the road. But you can do anything you want. You are bound by nothing.
It's really just a journey of evolution. Every day is just constant improvement, constant curiosity, constantly getting better. The results don't really matter. It's the figuring out that matters.
You got to want it first. Then you got to work it. Then you have the opportunity to win it. But it all starts with your want. You got to want this. I can't want this for you. You got to want this like no other. Then the work has to happen. And see, the work and the want got to add up together to want each other. Then that puts you in a position to win. Ain't nobody giving you no W. You got to go take that thing, man.
Nobody believes in me. And I show them what person can accomplish with that determination, with that believe in yourself and everything.
Treat the past as a school. Let it teach you the mistakes you've made, the things that went wrong, the things that didn't work. Don't use the past as a burden to carry, and don't use the past as a club to beat yourself to death. Past losses, past failures, past mistakes. But let the past be a school. Tough school maybe. We've all been through some tough stuff. So if you feel good about the past, draw from it for experience and let it teach you.
Every man has two lives, and the second starts when he realizes he has just one.